Good. It's been 2 beautiful days out here, huh? It's different. It's different, huh? Right?
Not that bad.
Yeah, no doubt. It was thick today, but not hot at all, huh?
Jameis, how do you think you're doing so far?
My goal is to get better every single day. What's your name?
Yeah.
Jeff. Yeah, Jeff. My goal is to get better every single day, and I know this is a process. So every day I'm tallying up how I'm doing, and I'm trying to get better the next day.
When you evaluate yourself, what do you in particular look at?
Decisions. Yeah, that's all. I'm not looking at completions. I'm not looking at anything besides decisions.
How hard is that to just focus on decisions when you know that maybe that could have been a completion or whatever?
It's not. It's just the process of how I'm trying to do things, and I know ultimately the more great decisions we make, the better we're gonna be off.
Maybe she said you just judging a decision that you're really kind of trying to get that better day by day. Are you seeing that progress day by day? Are you making the faster decisions and those things?
Oh, absolutely. We're getting better now. We're getting better, and we're looking good too. So we got to keep looking good, and obviously the consistency had great opportunity these past 3 days, really in particular, to get some great work with the young guys. You know, having guys like Winston stepping up, having guys like Jalen McCleskey step up. Great to have Tommy Lewis back. That's my guy. We had built a great connection on the scout team last year. So these young guys have been stepping up. You know, we're down to 3 tight ends. So Jawan Johnson, Adam, has been having to do overwork. So it's been great to get some work with these guys and build, rapport with some of the guys that I haven't been throwing to at early in camp.
Have you felt like you've gotten better every day? And if you come off the field and you don't feel that way, like, I guess, what do you do to correct it?
I'm going to study. I'm going to put my feet in the ice tub and I'm studying, right? I'm trying to see what can I do, how can I process faster, right? There are some plays where I do make the right decision, but like you said, like, how am I getting there quicker, right? How can I eliminate things in our concept to get to the right place faster? Me and DeMario was talking about something yesterday. I hit AK in a wide route to the left. DeMario said, hey, it's man coverage. Once you recognize it's man coverage, you got to get there now, because if you give me a step, it's too late. Obviously, DeMario Davis is one of the fastest middle linebackers in the league, so it was kind of misconstrued. I'm just like, come on, DeMario, like, you compared to another guy, it's a different story, right? But we have elite speed in our division with Deion Jones and Devin White, so that one step, makes a difference. So learning from those guys, from my veterans like DeMario and Malcolm, has been very challenging to me. So I weigh that into my decision-making process as well.
Okay, so if you have a practice and you, didn't like it, you would go more towards the mental aspect of it versus, like staying on the field and throwing extra or
yeah,
whatever.
absolutely.
So
visualization is the key, right? Like, I'm trying to visualize that thing. I'm trying to make that thing vujade, right? I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to visualize it happening before, you heard the deja vu. I'm trying to visualize it happening before, it even happens, right? Like before. Like, I'm skipping that process. That's actually a thing.
So, James, you talk about going the right place with the deep ball. How frustrating it is at times, man. I know I went the right place, slightly overthrown. Does that maybe thinking, I know who I'm throwing to, put more air under it, or what?
We get another chance. It's not frustrating, right? We get another chance. We get a chance to build, the camaraderie with these guys. We're going to connect. I look back and I'm just like, man, it's just been 1 week of this. Man, we got a long way to go, right? We can't get too high, we can't get too low. That's what Coach Sean was preaching the other day. We can't get too high, we can't get too low. We got to stay there in the middle, and we got to be composed, and we got to go out there and execute every single day, because, Jeff, like, that's what it is. It's about executing every single day, right?
Is there such a thing as a quarterback-friendly offense? And how would you say, is this offense have enough outlets and things where it can be friendly?
I would say this offense has enough weapons to be very quarterback-friendly. Have to have an elite offensive line, one of the best back tandems in the league, right? With Latavius and Alvin. I heard some snickers, but excuse my language, right? One of the best tandems in the league, right? So
It's hot. It's fine.
You almost passed, yeah.
right. Tandem was good. Is either.
Are you more excited or eager for a preseason game than maybe you ever have been in your career after waiting 2 years for one?
Man, I'm excited to go out here and compete against, you know, my teammates every day. You know, I've all things aside, man, I'm grateful to be out here and have the opportunity. Like, I'm grateful to talk to you guys, right? Like, I have embraced this process. I've been through, you know, the thick and thin, like, as a quarterback in this league, man. I am taking every day, you know, I'm never taking the day again for granted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited, you know, and I think our defense does a great job of mixing things up. You know, we get on some of the DBs a little bit. You knew that route was coming, but like you said, you know, the way Sean and Pete and RC are doing things up top, man, we put our guys in different situations where I have defenders coming to me like, hey, man, like, I thought this was coming, and it's different, like, and it hasn't been like that at other places, right? Like, sometimes we know this is coming, but we're mixing things up. We're giving guys different looks, whether it's split, whether it's stem, and changing up a little bit. So we're playing some good football.
You mentioned working with Tommy Lee on the scout team last year. How about Marquez Callaway basically being wide receiver 1 out here all of a sudden this summer?
Well, we know we have one of the best receivers in the world in Mike Thomas. But when you have young guys like Quez, who is holding his weight and dominating out there, you know, I mean, when you get to compete, like I say, I take pride in competing against DeMario, Marshawn, Malcolm, Cam every single day because those guys are the best. And Callaway is getting a chance to compete against Marshawn Lattimore. Like, you don't hear his name enough, you know, as one of the top DBs in this league, right? So that's making him better. That's making him go higher. And that's what we want. We want to elevate when it's time to really show out.
Jameis, just observationally, like, speaking with you since you came here, like, you kind of almost talk like a pastor, like, if you will, almost. Like, I mean, is there any part of that personality that you feel like you, like, developed, or has that always been something that's...
You guys, anybody, that's just me, you know. that's just me. That's, like, I've always been optimistic, but sometimes I've been too optimistic, right? I think I kind of had a fine tune of just understanding reality a little bit. You have your ups and downs, but, man, like, my gratitude was built from my father, from my mother. You know, I had some very humble beginnings. And you talk about pastor, like, I know my Lord and Savior got me. You know, I was listening to a sermon about Tony Evans he said Jehovah Jireh. You know what that means? That means the Lord will provide, right? So I'm banking on that. You know, so when I come out here and I apply myself every single day, I work my butt off, right? It doesn't matter how I speak, right? As long as I'm out there doing my job, as long as I'm out here being the best man I could be to y'all, to my teammates, you know, I'm getting the job done. So regardless of how I speak, regardless of how I carry myself, you know, I'm trying to be the best man I possibly can be. I got 2 sons, right? I'm rocking my one son on my neck right now. So I got a lot of things I got to represent, you know, and I understand it's bigger than me. And I want to show these guys, like, hey, like, I'm a CEO in this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to take that next step. And it's a privilege to be a quarterback here, man. So I got to carry myself a different way. I'm not a 21-year-old kid anymore, right? Like, I'm a grown man, I would say. This is big man status.
So in terms of the legacy that you could potentially create for yourself and all the people who care about you, is it helpful, or do you ever think about how important it is to fulfill the promise of having been national champion, Heisman Trophy winner, first overall pick? Is that something that's helpful to think about, or do you think about it, or do you kind of block out the past?
I think about, again, man, how grateful I am to be in the position that I am in now, right? Like I said, I can't take nothing for granted anymore because you don't know when it's over, right? You don't, like, you know, we lost Coach Knapp. You know, I remember working with him at the combine, right? Life is short. You don't know when it's over for you. So every day you can't take for granted. You got to embrace it and move forward. Like, yeah, we won the national championship, man. It's great to see, you know, teammates like Devontae Freeman in the locker room, Derek Kelly, you know, being on a great team with him. But, like, man, is that it? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you won the Heisman. Is that it? Man, it's almost 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much have I grown 10 years? How much have you grown the past 10 years? You know what I'm saying? So we just own the bigger and better things, and how do we do that, right? How do we process that? You know, how do we accomplish bigger things? It's day by day, right? Day by day we get better and better. That was a little prayer we said in high school. Like, high school, it's like 15 years ago, right? So, like, you learn things that you learned at a very young age, and you try to apply them now.
James, when you're watching film and grading your decisions, what are some of the things you're looking at as you grade those? What stuff that process like?
Again, how can I process the information quickly? You know, how can I execute better? Was it the right decision, right? And that's it. I try to keep it simple. I don't try to get too in-depth. You know, typically when you overthink things, it's not really the right thing. We try to keep everything simple and go out there and execute.
You saw your love of the game even during stretches at the very beginning of practice. How much motivation do you draw for this season from Tampa going all the way last year?
You know, my motivation is bigger than another team. My motivation is these teammates out here with me right now. My motivation is, you know, my family getting in town today, right? Like, I know it's bigger than me, so that drives me every single day. And like I said, like, me getting a chance to be out here on this football field in a very mild summer day in New Orleans, it's a privilege.
And back to the
Drew was here obviously for a long time, had his like fingers in like everything on the offense. So when you're looking at the process of like setting the protections of the offensive line, you guys have to almost kind of build that back up from scratch. How do you kind of view that as the quarterback's relationship with him?
Man, I'll tell you one thing. Drew started here in 2006, and that was a long time ago. So these coaches, they know what they're doing, because we didn't have pretty much the same offensive staff, you know, since 2006. So the guys we got working up top are great. They're elite. So I'm letting them do their job, and I'm just doing what they asked me to do. And I know if I do that, I know that's what 9 did, and look how he turned out. So I'm definitely just gonna listen to them, and hopefully, you know, great things happen.
As an energy guy,
Last one,
the
folks.
defense got an energy guy back in Quan. He's been around here. Take it you're a fan.
Absolutely. I love Quan Alexander. Been knowing Quan since I was 14 years old, right? Just think about that. You know somebody since you were 14 years old, you get a chance to play football with him, right? Think about how much adversity he has faced. Now he's overcame and was resilient. Like, that inspires me. So why would I not want to have high energy? Why would I not want to persevere when there's all eyes on you, right?
Jameis, did you grade yourself in the gauntlet?
Listen, Jeff, the first time I went through that gauntlet, I blew it up, okay?
I didn't see that, did I?
Yeah, I know they don't show you that, right? But the first time I blew it up, the second time I got hit pretty good. But I kept my ground, I stayed up. You saw that ball, did you see the ball? The ball was secure. So I finished in the end zone, okay? Like I said, like, thank you. Like, we're gonna be resilient, right? We're gonna be resilient. Leave me alone, Jeff. Still standing, baby. I did get hit stick, though. All right, thank you. Appreciate y'all.